Well, we are in Kansas City this weekend, and we might get a little emotional. I don't know. There's this entire weekend. Today we have one more day left here in Kansas City, and I just cannot put into words how much this weekend has been amazing, so important, heartfelt, warm, all the things. Like I said, I cannot describe it. It's because where I was a year ago to now, it doesn't compare. Last year around this time, I wasn't teaching, but I wasn't teaching. I was in a classroom, not using my voice, not being able to do what I'm good at, and to teach and help people to become a better person, to become more confident, who you are, and to love who you are. Now, when I taught, that's not what I did. I educated kids around fitness, with health, the things that I taught in those units. But I loved teaching, and I loved when those kids had that light bulb moment when they're like, that makes sense. And I always tried to figure out, like, why am I not good at this? Because I felt like I wasn't good. And that was because so many people would say, you're just a lesbian teacher, you're just a lesbian coach. It was constant, right? And I didn't think I was enough. Maybe for you, you don't think you are either. And I really struggled with this significantly for 8 years. And I was telling the girls yesterday at our first session, like, I was a very shy, introverted person, anxious, overwhelmed, always constantly working on eggshells. But when I saw them, I felt at home. I felt I belonged because I was hearing all of them talk. And so, and I noticed some walking in, I was like, that used to be me, of walking into a teaching room. We have PD meetings of just like walking very timid. If please don't pick on me, or if he went the bosses that I had, typically men bosses that I had, because the ones that were my women that I had all the time, which I was very fortunate to have them. I didn't feel that way. Now, when I have been and that were my principals, yeah, I was constantly working on eggshells. Okay, what are they going to say to me? What are they going to do? And like when I worked at my first job, it was like constant of, okay, what's going to happen next? What am I going to have to deal with today? And there's no way to live by any means. Anxiety, the questioning of your worth. And that's what I did. So when I sat around these girls and sitting with my camera back, everything I was doing, I was like, oh my God. Like, I'm here. And six of us, 7. And oh my God, I just said 6, 7. I learned about that this weekend too. I was hearing the things that they were saying, and some people were like, I was really, one of them that stood out to me because I've been there and I'm sure you've been there. She kept saying, I was really trying to figure out a way how to get out of this. I just didn't know, I didn't want to go alone, I was scared, I didn't know what to expect. The things of anxiety that creeps into us, I don't know anybody, and I don't know about this. And so maybe you felt like that. It's valid. And that's why we tend to not show us the things. Because, yeah, it is scary when you don't know anybody. 2, you're alone. So now you're like, we're out there. Okay, so now there's so many thoughts. But she was like, I need yours, and I'm so proud and happy that I did. And she was emotional, and that was like thinking of myself. I used to be her shoe guys. I used to be her shoes. And then you also hear conversations of like lesbians. And some people have some really great stories of coming out, and some don't. And it sucks to think that you have to live this life for people, because that was the way that you were raised. You were the norm, activities, do dishes, be at home, all that. The norm is get a job, have babies, and whatever, and the man, take care of the man. And now, again, this is the norm, right? But when you do this life, lesbian life, les girls, if you're like, how do I do this? Because I've been told that I have to do it that way, and so that's what you do. You move into what's comfortable for others. That is where you lose yourself. That is where you don't love yourself. That is where you don't love in the mirror. And then when you now a later life lesbian, it's like, how do we, I'm doing this later. I've done this for 20 years of being straight, quote unquote straight. And now I want to be who I am because I finally realized I can do it and I have courage to come out of the closet. And, there's soon some backlash, right? It's hard. It's hard when you don't have anybody to look up to. You don't have a role model. How did you do it? And we were all able to go around that table and talk about experiences. And somebody had said, it gets easier. And I then said, community is everything. And that's why LEZ GROW is so important to me now, as I've really defined what I want it to look like for the future, especially after that moment and hearing things that people said to me. I was like, this is it. This is the exact moment right here is where this is the turning point for you, but for others in this community of lesbians. Is that you are going to be seen, you're going to be validated, you're going to be heard and supported with like-minded. And going around that table again, like, we all had so many similarities. Some that shared things that was really awesome and being vulnerable with. Vulnerability is hard, especially around fucking strangers. And I'm sure many of you were thinking, bitch, I don't trust you. I don't know you. I think if I can speak from my experience right there, I had 2 girls that drove, 2 ladies drive. One was 7 hours. One's one of my clients, which I think is amazing. That was like how I'm doing something that is powerful. And my other one, 3 hours drive. Those 2 ladies drove up because they wanted to be here. They know what this is all about. And I've been a very emotional person. Or I should say I was not a very emotional person, but this everything. My walls are down. He's unhappy. Extremely happy because again, where I was a year ago. This is not where I was. And we have tried meetups, and where the meetups created was like this summer. I was like, we need to get everybody together, like my clients. I was like, no, we need to make this like a thing where we do events around fitness because there's a lot of straightness when it comes to fitness. And there's running clubs and there's walking clubs. And I'm like, I want something from my community. And when I saw that, guys, you're missing out. If you want to be a part of this, I want you to subscribe to this YouTube channel, but also to be on the lookout for our other ones because we're going to be traveling. I know it. It's going to happen. I'm putting that in the world. I'm also manifesting, like my wife says. My wife believes in me. And crazy for me a year ago and thinking, how did I get here? But also the lesbian meetup started in August. And we did another one out here. And the lesbian meetup in August was about 4 or 5 people that showed up. And we were outdoors, so it was nice, right? And I did another one with somebody, and it was one person, just her and I, and it was cool. We did our thing, we chatted, bonded over just everything. And then did another one in October here, and just one person. And my wife's like, make sure you post about it, make sure you talk about it more. So I did, and then this one came, and I talked about this for months. And one of the girls actually wanted to get the last one, but it came up last week, like the day after, and she was going to be there, she said, but then that's why she came to this one. And the growth of it, it's just slowly, little by little, it's getting better and better, but it's people who lead in what I do. And it's not just fitness. It's you being able to be who you are and supported for who you are and have a community, because we all have some type of aspect of this life that we live. Because it's not an easy life. That's why community is so important. And that's why I'm building this for you to come in here and have a community around fitness, but with like-minded lesbians. We do want our allies here too. You are valid, and my allies who know who you are because I work with you, but also I've welcomed you into our space. And we need that as well. Because women can relate to women on a lot of different things, but our lifestyle is different, obviously, with the things that we experience, but we do have similarities. If we have some moms, both have been moms at one point, divorces, things that we can all, again, talk about, and the struggles of being a woman in a male-dominant world, okay? That's why I want allies around me, because I want to grow with them. It's not what I hear from, but I also want just women in general to be empowered. That's another part of this brand, to be empowered. The moments that we had yesterday and hearing about everything and how they're talking, so powerful. Some people sharing more, and one of them really was like, wow. For me, hearing her speak, I'm like, wow, I am on the right path. This is where manifesting again, what I said earlier. I envision hosting an event like at a conference center in a hotel and having 25, 40, I don't know, 100 lesbians in one room. And not our toxic lesbians, or lesbians that are ready to work and grow. That's what it's all about. Let's grow together around fitness. But it's not just fitness. It's your mindset. It's your self-love. Those are two pieces, but also getting more clear of who you are and being so proud of who you are and no longer shrinking, but showing up and doing the damn thing. That is the difference of what we do here. I'm not going to give you a workout program. I'm not going to just give you a food plan. I'm not going to just give you those two things and think that's going to solve the problem. I want to help you gain more clarity on you and become who you have thought about but haven't been able to get there. Clarity. I am a coach that I know I'm fucking powerful. And if you want to change your life and become the best version of you and make it your fitness, this is where you want to be. If you want a coach that's going to tell you how to eat, what to eat, you'll find them elsewhere, because that's not what you're going to get here. And you will not get that from me. I will teach you all of those things, because this is about longevity. As lesbians, we got to be proud of who we are in our skin. And that takes time. So that's also loving yourself and believing that you can do this. And that's why being around a community of like-minded lesbians is going to be a game changer. The other things that I experienced this weekend, we went to the Dove, which is also a queer-owned business. He decided to go to a comedy show. And I'm being really honest, I didn't know this individual, Rachel Scanlon, if I said your last name right. I didn't know who they were. But I did know Two Dykes and Mike. I did know that. But I wasn't I don't really follow a whole lot of comedy shows or anything. I haven't in a long time. But when I found out they were queer, I was like, okay. Because I want to support other people like that are in my community. That she's a lesbian, so people love that. She ended up being at Mockbod. Mockbod is a business here in Kansas City, an amazing space. You walk in there, you feel like you're right at home with the Pride Festival, right? Literally, you have a tattoo artist, a massage therapist, a barber, hairstylist, nail. You get it all. Fuck, man. You get all the self-care in one. I'll probably just get a tattoo first because self-care would come after, right? We all know that's a joke. But I will definitely do all things in one spot. That's amazing. That you don't see. And what they're creating and building is amazing. And I've said that to them a lot. And they're like, this building is amazing. No, it really is. I have never felt more at home. And I'm very confident in my skin now. But when I walk in there, I don't have to look over my shoulder. I get to be where I am and just be a gay old self and laugh and love and live. Awesome. So when we went there on Friday, my wife was with me and she had to go to another event. So she is not with me today or yesterday, and that's okay. She at least got to be here for Friday. I love you, babe. We had an opportunity to do a podcast, and we got a call, and they told me that somebody was coming in, and I was like, okay, hey, whatever we need to do, we're flexible. If we need to do it to another date, because this person who was a celebrity, all right, you obviously, I'm only be a celebrity. And then I told my wife, I was like, do you know this? Do you know who Rachel is? And she's, no, we didn't know her or comedy shows, but we did know Two Dykes and Mike. They're like, yeah, we both, but like, we've seen her on TikTok. Of course, the TikTok. We walked in after she had just got into the store at Mockbod, and our friends at Mockbod, the owners, were, let me introduce you guys. So she turns around. Guys, when you meet a celebrity, somebody who's very big in the space, but also in the career space for us, they could be one of two things. Fuck it, I'm too big for you. I'm better than you because I'm big and I'm famous and I don't got time for fucking peasants. But instant, I see you. Like, I see you, and I have never felt that. I've never had an experience with a queer person that's famous, celeb. But that was so amazing to feel with her. Like, she looked at me, she gave me, my wife and I hugged, and just her energy, her love, her great, there's so much that I could talk about it, because I was like, that's, you know who you are, but also you're also seeing us and validating us because we look up to you. I've asked you how long you've been doing what you do now, being a comedian, podcasting, everything. And it hit me when she said that. She was like, I've been doing this for 12 years and then 9 years of podcasts. And I was like, wow. And a lot of people would give up once they don't see any growth as far as like money goes and fame. Because we want to be in those spaces to be living a life that we love and making money for it, honestly, and enjoying it. And so when she said that to me, I was like, okay, I've only been at this for a little bit, like leaving teaching and making this my full-time job of what I do as an online lifestyle and fitness coach. And I was like, all right, I can do this. And I've already made significant growth with just little things. And I was like, she's someone I can look up to as, hey, she's made it. And it takes time. And this is where we look at with fitness. We think that it's going to happen right away. Fitness takes time to get what you want. It's not a quick fix. It's not a Band-Aid. You can't just become the person that you want overnight. The same thing with what I'm doing. This isn't going to happen overnight, and I'm going to keep showing up, and I'm going to keep growing because I know this is going to be something. I know that. I believe that. And the experiences are amazing. Loved it. And everybody in the store, their reactions and how, like, she just kept saying, thank you, and just wanted to take photo. So cool, guys. So, Rachel Scanlon, appreciate you taking the time to do all that for them because that was really neat. But then also we had gone to her show on Saturday, and so we all were wearing these LEZ GROW shirts, which eventually we will have these, as well as something else in the works because we have a brand coming to play here, obviously. But my godmother is here in town with me, and she has a shirt as well. And we all take a picture with her with these shirts. All the girls that came to the first session, we all decided some of us were going to go out. And it was a drive. Like, it was like, I don't know way to do this, but if you guys want to, we could do. And then one was like, yeah, let's go see her. So everybody was like, I'll go. So we all got tickets, and we did that. We stayed after to take photos with her. We were like one of the last groups, so it was perfect because I was able to chat with her for a second. And she's like, what is this? Like, looking at all our shirts, I love this. And I was like, and then she saw me, and she's like, oh my God. Such a gay moment. Loved it. And again, I told her, like, I made sure to make it a point because I feel like sometimes we don't say things or we just think that we're weird. I don't think I'm weird that I shared this with her, but I was like, hey, I love what you're doing. Like, you're fucking hilarious, 1. 2, thank you for making me feel seen when I met you the first time. And I might cry again. I gave her like since I know that you've done this and you've been working at it, like that gives me hope to be able to do what I do. Because I'm the fitness person. And fitness is not common in our community, but I'm changing that slowly, but literally we're doing it. We're doing the damn thing. So then my godmother looked at me, she was, because Rachel had asked, where do I get one of these shirts? Where are these shirts? And I looked at my godmother was like, shut up. I was like, yeah, give it, please. Because I could get her another one. I'm not going to be able to find Rachel ever again unless I cross paths with her one day, but she is famous. We will love that. So we decided, my godmother gave up her shirt, like literally off her body. I'm not even kidding. She was in her hoodie, so she's just like slowly taking off her shirt while I'm talking to Rachel. And then Jackie hands it over. She was, oh my God, are you serious? Guys, when you have an opportunity to show your brand off, I'm proud of it. And I have to believe that she is because she commented on it. I gave her the fucking shirt. And I'm excited for that. Whatever that happens with it, it's cool. If someone sees it, cool. Like, whatever state she's in, because I don't know where she lives, but she mentioned LA, which I am from California. And I have that as a surreal moment. It's like when you're being a former athlete, you like swap jerseys at the end of the game. Hey man, or hey dude, I don't even know what we said. Chicks might play. If we were chicks, what the hell? When I was the chick at the end of the game, handshaking. But this was a really neat moment. And such a cool individual that is just fucking crushing it. And a role model for a lot of people in the queer community. We need those. There's not a lot of it, which is why I'm trying to be one of them. And I will be one of them. I am. I want to clarify because affirmations are important, y'all. This weekend has been amazing. And even hearing from people, because I got emotional so a little bit at dinner, and then one of the girls was like, "You're good at this." And things that were said to me, never hesitant teaching. Let me clarify. I had it, but it wasn't from the people that I needed to hear that from. There was only so much of it, and there seemed to be more negative for me. You're a bitch. You're too much important. My boss called me a hard ass, which yeah, I'll take it as a compliment, but now like more and more. He don't like me, and he made that known, but I had so much negative. And so as you get into this world, people seeing you, cheering you, and like they're all taking notes and like every session and just like everything. I'm regretting one. I was always meant to teach, but it ends this way. And I love this way so much more. That I'm at peace. Then I love it. So, we're going to go ahead and get things happening here. But if you have not already, I would love to have you at our next event. We have some coming up. We do have a big one that will be in Chicago. And maybe we'll have another one before Chicago in June. But I am very excited to see where this goes. And this is just the first one of 2026. The more and more I grow with this brand, and the more and more I grow with my community, this is going to be a lot of fun to do more and more. I look forward to it. I look forward to you being on this journey with you.